So I wanted to share from my book. It's called, and then we do a little practice of art therapy. So the Art Therapy Sourcebook by Cathy Malchiodi. And she shares about how a lot of art is about self-soothing. And so basically you can fill up a book of different art that soothes you and is pleasant for you, and which do you prefer, and in a way learning about yourself from this. And she also says another thing is like creating a safe place. You can make art, you can draw the safe place in the art and how it feels in order to connect with it. And then there's feeling maps. So you could represent anger, joy, sadness, fear, love of others, and love of self. And then painting feelings in general. There's no magical formula, but just painting them. And these are all exercises in order to use to cope with loss and to relax and transform emotional pain and ameliorate trauma. And sometimes serious problems you need a therapist, but these are ways to do it ourselves. And then aside from these, we could look about how health, is so important. Like Bernie Siegel says, I wish all physicians would add a box of crayons to their diagnostic and therapeutic tools. So honestly, physical illness is something important to me because I struggle from some injuries or treatments from doctors and lasting effects, and I'm healing, I'm making tremendous progress, but I do live with, it seems like, tensions in physical locations in my body. And I find art making to be a really healing process as well. And Hippocrates, if anyone knows the Hippocratic Oath, is a Greek physician called the father of medicine, said that dreams could confirm one's physical condition, and vivid images of like the sun, moon, heaven, trees thriving in bloom, rivers, they're all, when you dream of natural things, it's good health. And Galen, an early physician practiced during the 2nd century, also used images in his dreams and of his patients to prescribe remedies and treatments, and believed dreams were a diagnostic tool. A dream image is called a prodrome that predicts physical illness or an onset of a disease. And dreams have also been associated with physical recovery, spontaneous healing, and health remedies. Particularly, Carl Jung was really interested in the possibilities of dreams to provide intuitive information on one's physical condition, which could lead to appropriate treatment. And someone had a dream where they said, someone beside me kept asking me something about oiling some machinery. Milk was suggested as the best lubricant. Apparently, I thought oozy slime was preferable. Then a pond was drained. Amid the slime were 2 extinct animals. One was a minute mastodon. I forgot what the other was. Jung determined that there was a blockage of cerebrospinal fluid caused by a tumor. He made the diagnosis of the meanings, and even though it's hard to believe, it turned out that the lubrication and the blockage and even people who had TB had dreams of suffocation, ulcers, dreamt about holes, and in their stomachs, and lung issues have malignancies and other severe illnesses, and certain dream images were found to be predictive of the course of the condition. Some people had death and dying in their dreams were found to be more likely to die or to suffer a recurrence of their illness. And dreams aren't the only way to find images that reflect or reveal physical health or illness, but also drawings. And the course of illness, critical changes, can express symptoms. It can tell a great deal to us. And, Jean Achterberg, based on years of research with physically ill individuals, found that visualization or drawing is highly predictive of whether certain illnesses physically will improve or deteriorate. And she studied with cancer patients, vividness, clarity of images, recovery, specific images included about illnesses, whether healing or remission would occur. For example, somebody who's a child was able to communicate better headache pain than through words, and the doctors could understand and treat the headache pain even that way. So A little girl in an abusive home was expressing a recurrent stomach pain, and although she was in a great deal of pain, she didn't talk about her symptoms. She seemed calm and happy. She constantly drew images or painted with a black image. I asked about the dark colors. This is what the therapist says. And she would reassure that and smile and say nothing's right, but there was some concern, maybe pain. And she had witnessed the repeated physical abuse of her mother by her father. And she found out, and it was found out later on their physical examination, she had duodenal ulcer, very painful in middle-aged adults. In order to submerge her emotional distress, she expressed in a somatic condition a very painful ulcer. And black or red is often used for physical pain in art expression. And she communicated with her drawings, her illness and her pain. And she felt like she would trouble her emotionally distressed family if she openly complained. So she expressed what was unspeakable through her art. This doesn't mean that every time someone uses black or dark color as pain or illness, and it could be many things, all different colors for everyone, shapes or content, doesn't always mean that there's illness or physical distress, but there's a lot of communication, like Susan Bach, a psychotherapist and researcher working with terminally ill children, saw that there were signs in the drawings that could forecast illness and recovery, whether it was colors, placement of objects, or symbolic representation. So, dying children often were aware of their death before the medical personnel or family and expressed through specific symbols. And she underscores this idea not only that art images express somatic, but also that the body, mind, and spirit are inevitably intertwined. And Joan Kellogg, who this author mentioned previously about mandalas, which is when you keep everything in a circle, noted that color and physical health are very related, and certain colors can be indicating inflammation, pain, nausea, stomach illness, or breathing difficulties. And it's obvious that the use of color on images is strongly related not only to emotions, but also physical sensations. Okay, and then I wanted to share about colors. Before we do a practice of making some art, common color associations: red, birth, blood, fire, emotion, warmth, love, passion, wounds, anger, heat, and life. Orange, fire, harvest, warmth, energy, misfortune, alienation, assertiveness, and power. Black, darkness, emptiness, mystery, beginning, womb, unconsciousness, death, depression, and loss. Violet or purple, royalty, spirituality, wealth, authority, death, resurrection, imagination, attention, excitement, paranoia, and persecution. Brown, fertility, soil, sorrow, roots, excrement, dirt, worthlessness, new beginnings. Yellow, sun, warmth, light, wisdom, intuition, hope, expectation, energy, riches, masculinity. Green, earth, fertility, vegetation, nature, growth, cycles of renewal, envy, overprotectiveness, and creativity. Blue, sky, water, heaven, sea, spirituality, relaxation, cleansing, nourishing, calm, and loyalty. And white, light, virginity, purity, moon, spirituality, creation, timelessness, dreamlike, generativity, resurrection, clarity, loss, synthesis, and enlightenment. And now we'll do a practice. So get your supplies of your art. And we'll make art for a little. The colors I've chosen are pink, green, like a fuchsia pink, blue, brown, a yellowish color, like a peachy color, and orange. And so pay attention to the colors you choose. Pay attention to where you're coloring and the organization. And so we're remembering that we're doing this for the sake of healing. So pay attention to your colors. Pay attention to your colors and pay attention to any physical ideas that come up. Like, I'm thinking about a dream I had, for example. I had a dream last night. There was a girl and she had an ankle brace, like a kind of an arrested like ankle thing, like a handcuff almost around her ankle. And she had red hair. It was also like at one point her foot was like smashed under a desk. So I feel like in looking at my foot, like what that means to me could perhaps be something like how many years ago my foot was trapped in a cast when I broke my ankle, my left foot. So yeah, like that's something to think about, obviously. And so thinking about also like where you put your colors. And again, we're not judging, we're just creating the art for the sake of the healing through the art creation itself. Obviously, you can use any materials. Whether right now, whether you're making a safe, let me remind you, you could be making a safe place, a feeling map, self-soothing. second. So I have a little bit more space. I'm going to take out a few more colors. Got to pay attention to what I choose, right? So choosing a blue, a gray, a red, a pink. Yeah, I think that's good for me. Be right back, have to sharpen. We'll start finishing up shortly. Oh, this gray really doesn't work very well. I'm almost done, so I'm just cleaning up my edges and cutting it to fit the image I made. Using my last color for today now. I think I need a darker color to sign it. All right, thank you.